Hello, welcome into this mystery reading. I'm Molly, the Quantum Leap Queen. Thanks for joining me on this reading. These readings are a timeless resource for you to come utilize whenever you need some extra nourishment in your life. So trust that if you found this reading today, there is a message here for you. I'm starting with the tarot, the pause tarot today. And let's begin. Let's take a look at what we need to discuss with you today. What are we looking at? The energy of my friend, what they are currently experiencing. I have the Two of Swords. Could be even doing a lot of internal processing. The Ten of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles. Okay. I feel like you're taking your identity, your malleable identity, very seriously right now. Let me explain. So, Two of Swords, the first card out, this is telling me you've been doing a lot of inner work, like really looking at yourself. This is not outer work, this is inner work. This is looking at your repeated thought patterns, your belief systems, which thoughts are negative, which thoughts are positive, which thoughts empower you, which thoughts disempower you, all those things. And I just feel that you're starting to really make like decisions, claims, confirmations that you are not going to be the same person that you have been in the past. The Ten of Wands, this card comes with a lot of resentment. It's like taking on too much, too many burdens, things that weren't yours. You know, this is literal baggage from the past. And I'm seeing that what you've been working on is shifting your identity from the Ten of Wands into more of Nine of Pentacles energy, which is so much more about, hey, if I nurture my inner garden, then my outer garden is going to look good too. And that's how I feel you've been looking at things recently, is like, okay, well, I can change. If I work on creating a beautiful inner world, then perhaps it's going to be easier for things to manifest on the outside. Because it's the Pentacles, this is the earth energy, this is the energy of physical manifestation. And so the swords are the mind. So it's like the inner work that you have been doing is bringing you into outer transformation. Maybe you're even feeling different in how you feel. Maybe you're noticing how people interact with you as you start to change more of your thoughts, feelings, vibrations. And the biggest word I'm hearing right now is identity. The identity of yourself, like how you choose to see yourself, how you choose to speak with yourself. Like that matters so much. And that's just, it's the work I see you've been doing. Not a lot of people do this kind of work. Luckily, it's becoming more popular. But of course, if you're on a tarot reading, if you're on my channel, you are someone that does a lot of inner work, and it pays off. And I just see like this is a confirmation, an acknowledgement of where you came from and where you are now. Okay, so let's find out more details. I have the Wheel of Fortune. What else? Three of Swords in the reverse. Ooh, nice. Nice. This tells me, like, whenever you've had, let's say, heartbreak, just hard times, despair, suffering, you always kind of, like, turn it on its head, and I feel like you always find a way to get blessed up. Because that's the Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of like, well, I can't, you know, none of us can predict the things that are going to happen to us. But we can... then with the aftermath, that's kind of up to us. Like when let's just say like shitty things happen to us, what we do with that is what creates the magic. And that is the Wheel of Fortune, saying you're kind of the master of your own destiny in that way, of deciding how you're going to react and respond to the things that happen in your life. And because of the Three of Swords came reverse, it's just saying to me that you just don't stay down for long. Like, you take your time to grieve. I feel like you're a person that feels a lot, and this isn't about disregarding the grief covering up the grief. It's about how you take that grief and transform it into magic. So all of this is reminding me of like inner alchemy, because so much of this is internal, right? Thoughts, feelings, emotions, it's just like no one's experiencing that but you. Like you have your own little universe, your own little world where you're experiencing that all. And as well, with the power that we possess as creators, as part of the whole, we also get to decide how this event or how the hurt and pain is going to how do I want to say, you're either going to use it for fuel or it's going to use you for fuel. That's kind of how I see the energy, but you are not one to lay down for long, not to play victim for long. I think you use the pain, the suffering to be like, how can I up level? And then also, how can I transform the hate and pain completely? How do I not pass this on to the next person? How do I just end it and create something beautiful and then put that out there? Like, I just like, seriously, I don't think like maybe for you, maybe this kind of work is normal, but so many people are not doing this. But hopefully with the times a change in right now, hopefully that will become a new normal. I have the 7 of Wands. What with that? 10 of Pentacles reversed. I think in the past, yeah, exactly, 8 of Swords. I think in the past, you really focused on like, how can I prove myself? Like, and I think this was obviously an unconscious thing. It was like this striving to prove yourself to the world, to yourself, that you're enough. I definitely know like the conditioning we get from when we're children is like to perform. And I think that was a cycle that you broke out of. And I think you broke out of it because it just wasn't working. And that's the 10 of Pentacles reversed. It's like, life doesn't move for you when you're not even confident in yourself. Because when you're trying to prove something, you're just showcasing an insecurity that you don't feel enough, that you feel like you need to get validated from the outside. And now that you're kind of done playing that game, you're validating yourself from the inside, then things flow easier for you. And that's the 8 of Swords is saying that you felt stuck when you were always trying to prove. And then maybe you recognize at some point, oh, I'm trying to prove something here that I don't need to be proving. So it's like that energy output towards trying to either like, basically trying to mask an insecurity, then all of that energy can just be brought back to you and create magic instead of ego stroking. So tons of inner work we're looking at right now that just wants to be acknowledged, confirmed for you. What else? What final advice can I give my friend today from the tarot before we move on? Page of Swords, Ace of Cups. I do love this final message. So it's saying your heart is number one. Like that is your guiding compass, right? Like your heart, that's the Ace of Cups. That's like your emotional world. Like let that lead the show. And also your mind, keep a beginner's mindset. The pages are on the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to the court cards. They're the most beginner energy. They're the most childlike energy. And that's where it's saying to keep your mind, is like to keep a beginner's mindset, to keep a mindset of like constantly learning, constantly, malleable in a way. Curious, not locked into a certain kind of thing. Keep all of that new in your mind, but the Ace of Cups, let your heart flow, like just live with passion. Like I just think about, just for myself, like I have to do these videos right now. I don't think you understand, like I have to do them. It is such a driving force for my energy that if I don't do them, I don't feel as good. I have to get this out of me because it's my heart and soul that needs to be expressed in this way. And there's something in your life that you need to express. Maybe you are consistently, maybe not, but this is just the blueprint for you, for how to navigate now and in the future, now that you've like shed a lot of that old baggage and now your soul can be seen more, is you're more soul led. That's what it's about, like leading from your heart, leading from your soul, from your emotions, and then keeping the mind fresh, new, beginner, curious, not too locked in, because as soon as we start locking in too much about what we believe, then it gets heavy and we limit ourselves. And yeah, so that's what I'm seeing. That's what the message is. Okay, we are going to move on now to some oracle messages. I'm going to pull from the Rainbow Brain Skull deck first. All the decks I have written in the description, as always. And best message for my friend from this deck. What do they need to hear most right now? Thank you. There's two here. It says, forever and wherever you will go, the choice is always yours to vibrate high or low. Isn't that true? It's number 4 too. I like that. 4 is like 4 legs on a table, stability. Forever and wherever you go, the choice is always yours to vibrate high or low. And that's exactly what you've been practicing with, is your own duality, the illusion of duality. But it's like, yeah, deciding where you want to hang out vibrationally, and like understanding you actually have more say in that than we've been, taught. But that goes along with letting go of all the past conditionings and coming back to like, well, what's actually real? And this next one says, ride ends, choose arm position. And I like, look at these two characters on this card. Like, it's like the same thing. It's that, okay, we have access to the full range of the human emotion, all human emotions. So what are we gonna like invest in? And I feel like whatever you're investing in vibrationally, wherever your focus is on, you're creating more of that. That's how powerful we are, but it's also just how life works. Like, everything is conscious, alive. So we're creating just as much as life is creating galaxies, universes, like, truly. I want to see, and then this one's 47, so we have another 4. I want to see what this one says. None of this is forever. Enjoy it while it lasts. In the end, you will regret being scared and rigid. Take things lightly and remember the big picture. All things must pass. I like that. That's a good reminder. And then this one, the outside world can be unpredictable, but how you react to a situation is always your choice. That is what true freedom is. Oh, fuck. Sorry. I'm just, wow. That is, that's been your message from the beginning in this reading. And that's so clear. And I love that last part about that's what true freedom is, knowing you have the choice. I was just listening to Dolores Cannon before I was recording today. And she was talking about how we're the only planet in the universe, according to her and her findings, that actually has free will. We actually have choice, because in other dimensions, planets, we don't forget. We don't forget who we are. We don't forget our connection with Source, but here we do. And yeah, so I just think that's interesting too, and ties into this to say, like, we have free will. I know there's always that debate, and I don't know if it's real or not or whatever. I never want to come to conclusions on things because I feel like that limits you. But it's basically this notion of like, okay, well, we get to decide where we put our energy. We get to decide what choices we make. We have to take radical responsibility for that, to actually find truth, to actually find freedom. We have to take radical responsibility for everything that's going on. Yeah, I could go on and on, but I'll stop with that message. We need to move on to another deck. Let's go for Goddesses, Gods, and Guardians. What character wants to come out and be looked at right now? Lilith! Nice. We got our Lilith girl out here. Face your shadow. You've been doing a lot of that, a lot of transformation. And she's here with the snake, which is about shedding the skin, you know. As I'm recording this, we're just wrapping up with the year of the wood snake, and now we're into the fire horse here. Lilith, our lovely Lilith. I'm just gonna read if there's some good info here for you. Lilith sees everything that you strive to keep hidden from view. Drawing this card shows that you've arrived at a point of significant transformation. Lilith meets you at a crossroads. She holds out her hands and says, "Your spirit vibrates with secret powers of old. This wisdom yearns to be shared and used for the rebirth of the feminine soul. The only way you'll access this power now is to face your shadow side. It's everything within you that's been censored, stifled, and denied. Your deep-seated rage, your crippling shame, your fathomless fear, your traumas and wounds, your feelings of unworthiness. You've been labeled these feelings as taboo and have never felt able to accept the work through them. You've labeled these feelings as taboo and have never been able to accept and work through them. Sometimes the forbidden shadow, excuse me, I swear I have like dyslexia sometimes and my eyes go all over. Sometimes the forbidden shadow emotions leak out, leading you down paths of sabotage and self-destruction. Feelings of envy and self-pity hinder you. Work with me, you can release self-judgment and look bravely into your hidden self. I'll lead you into safe places where all your secrets can be spoken. This will release enormous waterfalls of energy. It will unlock your creativity, potential, and passions. It will eliminate the divine talents you've been keeping under wraps. You'll create your dreams not because of luck, chance, or fate, but through realizing that all the power you'll ever need is within you. Don't be afraid. You're ready to shine. And the final note was, my shadow is my inner teacher. So if you don't know the story of Lilith, I really highly recommend looking it up. She's basically symbolizing the balance between the masculine and feminine energies. She was Adam's first wife, and yeah, I could go on and on, but I won't go into her story, but basically she's been a real signature in my life. You can look her up in your astrology charts too. There's a few points where you can see Lilith energy. Black Moon Lilith happens to be extremely close to my natal moon, so I feel her in my heart and soul, and that balance of the feminine, masculine, and so much about owning everything. Yeah, like owning all your shadows. All the darkness and the ugliness and the things we were told to suppress or that makes us sinners or all that stuff, guess what? That's just as much a part of life as everything else. And everyone plays all the roles at some point. So there is no like bad or evil. There's just experience. Yeah. I don't want to go off on a tangent, so I'm just going to leave it at that, that it's just indicating the work that you have done and continue to do, and to shed the layers of shame that come with like different aspects of you, okay? Lilith, lovely Lilith. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to pull from the animal deck. What are we looking at today? Claim your power, and then, ooh, this one is the destiny path. Yes. The claiming your power is what you're doing so hard right now. From seriously just letting go of what isn't you, what you've realized isn't you, what you realized was either conditioning or an old story. You've been doing a lot of work around that. And then same with this card. This card is a really potent card, probably the most potent card in this deck. And it's all about, guess what? Transformation, alchemy. I know this deck pretty well now. And yeah, I'm not going to read either of these, but I just feel that also, this is so spot on with everything. It is that deep depth transformational work that you have been doing, and that really ends up paying off in the long run, of course. But it's all inner. It's so, that's what's fun. It's like, it's not easy, right? It's not always fun. But the results of what you do, you know, people don't see the true work that you do, right? But what they do see is the results, and I think the results speak for themselves. As far as, I don't know, like I don't, people don't do this work because you have to look at all of the ugly aspects of you, all of the dark, shadowy stuff. But when you actually have the courage to do that, you claim back all your power, because if there's a part of you that thinks, this part of me is wrong, this part of me is bad, then you are limiting yourself and your power. Yeah. It's so funny. I'm recording this, by the way, like in the middle of the eclipse sandwich. And there's been so much chaos, because eclipses are always kind of like an energetic tornado where there's some chaos, and then it settles differently. And this last week was chaotic with a friend, and then also I'm in Mexico, and just yesterday there was some chaotic stuff with cartel stuff happening on the other side, on the West Coast, and I'm on the East Coast. And I just, now that I'm recording, I'm feeling it, my energy too. I'm like, everything feels a little scatterbrained. But that just is how it is right now. So it's just funny. It's the eclipse period. We just also had the great conjunction with Saturn and Neptune at 0 degrees of Aries. And I'm not going to go off on a tangent about that either, but I just have to say that in case, I don't know, in case this reading isn't making the most sense. I'm probably just in my head about it, so we're going to move on. I'm pulling from the I Create My Reality deck lastly here to get a final message for you. Okay, final 2 messages. Expand your life, and your life expands. This was the image on the deck, on the box. Okay. Expand your life, and your life expands. I have been given endless talents, which I begin to utilize today. You are anything you want to be starting right now. You were born with a full set of talents, and what you want to be is exactly who you are meant to be. Explore and experiment. As you take chances, you will learn how to use your talents wisely. Your endless talents bring endless opportunities. Expand your life, and your life expands. And that's inner. That's inner. Like, he's pulling within. Like, that's inner. You expand from the inside out, right? Just like the universe. Like, Just like, oh wow, look at this one too. They're like pretty similar. This one, oh, it doesn't have a caption. It just says love and the heart. And they're both, look at, they're both touching their heart from within. Love is greater than the pressure to be perfect. Love is acceptance. Love is kindness. Love is freedom. Love is beauty. Understanding brings acceptance. Acceptance leads to healing. And with healing comes pure love. Love forgives. Love lets go. Love exceeds our expectations when we open ourselves to truly experience it in full. Okay, so I just feel like the overall wrapping up of this reading is, it's an inside-out job. I'm acknowledging you. I'm seeing you for all the work that you've been doing, and you've been changing your identity through the work that you've been doing, and therefore changing your life, changing the experience you're having, changing how you feel on the inside out. So I just want to say, keep on the path. I hope this was a confirmation for you to just keep doing the work, because you are seen and acknowledged for it. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you're finding the results of that already. One last thing I want to say, also tying it back to the Dolores Cannon video, and I've heard this from Bashar too. I've heard many people talk about this, and I feel this in my heart and soul. We are the writers, the directors, the actors, the audience. Like, we truly are it all. So remember that the power is within you. And yeah, that's it. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought you nourishment. Come on back whenever you need more readings. My channel is a library of these timeless mystery readings. I have all the card decks listed below, and as well as my link to work with me. And until next time, guys, we'll see you on the next reading. Bye.